Good evening, Whisper Log fam, wherever you are right now, whether you're in your room, on your way to work, or lying in bed with your earphones on. Thank you for joining us for another true horror story. So, turn off the lights, put your earphones on, and listen closely, because our story begins now. You are now listening to Whisper Log.
The Black Hand and the Crying Woman.
This is the first time I'm sharing my creepy story. By the way, just hide me under the name Anne and my sibling Alice. The reason my sibling was with me is because we experienced something creepy when we were still young. I don't know, because my father was with us at that time, and we also had a baby sibling then. My mother came home with my grandma, my cousin, and my older brother was also there. This is what happened to us. In November 2012, my mother left to go to Manila, so only the four of us were left here in our province. We were still very young then, and our sibling, who was only a few months old, was left with us. When night came, around 9 p.m., our house at that time was only made of wood, and there was a hole in it big enough to fit a person's head, right beside where we slept. We only slept on a mat at that time. My sister and I were watching TV, and our baby sibling was in a hammock right in front of the hole in the house. Suddenly, we couldn't move while we were watching TV. Then I glanced at the hammock, and there was a hand coming out of the hole. It was black in color, with long nails and hairy. I was the first one to see it. Because I was so scared, I screamed, and then my sibling saw it too. Then my father came from outside and entered the house. He quickly grabbed a bolo knife, and when he went out to the back of the house, he saw that something was running very fast. My sibling kept crying at that time. It didn't just happen once. The next day, my mother came home with my grandma, my cousin, and my older brother was also there. Our comfort room is at the back of the house. The CR has a light, but the path going to the CR has no light at all. By the way, we were all inside the house because it was already nighttime, and the light in the CR was turned off. We were shocked because the faucet was turning on and off by itself, and there was a woman crying. Of course, my papa was also scared. He and my older brother were even pushing each other to see who would peek into the CR, but neither of them wanted to look because the crying was getting louder and the light in the CR was flickering, as well as the faucet. What we did instead was we all prayed. At that time, it became quiet, but the woman was still making her presence felt, because according to people before, there were bodies that were dumped there, people who were killed and raped before the house was built. By the way, there were tall grasses there, as tall as a person. You could really get lost there because you couldn't see the path. So we were told to make an offering so that we wouldn't be disturbed. When we made an offering, yes, it became peaceful, but sometimes there is still something making its presence felt, especially on our roof. We even saw a cat turn into a person right on our roof. By the way, this is all I will share for now. Thank you. If you enjoyed tonight's short horror story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. This has been Whisper Log, where every whisper has a story. Good night.